We'll put this lift kit onto the truck, but it's heavy metal suspension lift kit. I watched a few YouTube videos myself on how to do this, and I'm gonna show you guys my experience with it. See if it works out the same way for me. I've seen some people say it was some pieces was touching, this and that. Let's see how it works. So the back here, and 39 inches. This I already had a lift in the back. They used to tow this. So we already lifted the back. The front, we didn't bother with the front, which I don't really like the look. So I don't know what, like 34 and a half. So obvious, jack it up. Whatever. Put some chucks on the wheels. I'm jacking mine here so I can get a little clearance off. And I'm gonna need this after the lower or raise the control on there. So here we go. I got the wheel off. I was looking at a few different videos already on YouTube how to do this. Some was using a Supreme one. I think I was looking at MGR diesel, and that's where I got this recommendation from. And also All Things Boosted, he did one with the Supreme spacers. But I seen somebody was saying for 03 Dodge that this thickness was too big for the what's up there. The thickness was too big for the Supreme style spacer. So this one won't matter if it's too thick or not, because that one's more of a U shape. This is flat. So I start taking these off. Gotta bend this. I gotta take this one off. I gotta take the shock off. I see most I might have to take the brake scalper off.
Have a nice chrome dip. So
this here, I straighten this out. I'm taking this out here. This is a 13/16 here. For the tie rod or whatever this is. I've seen some people say 21, 22. Let's see if the 21 would fit. What's that? It's 22. 22 fits too loose, so it'll be 21 if anything. 21. 21's also a little plate also. So I guess we'll go to closest bet. Here's a 13/16. It fits snug. Yeah. I just took it out. I just left it a little bit threaded on so I could use the hammer to damage in the threads. There we go. And that's that there. Put these little things, keep a little cotter pin to. Take a little cotter pin out from that. Next thing I'm going to take out is that. It's a 14 on each end. Actually, it's a 15. It's not a 14. So I'm on 15. I'm not by my house, and I left my tools on. So lucky that I have a 3/8 15. Should work. 15. This is one I'm using a 15. 5/8 because I only have 115. So I got this off here. What comes off here? I took that off. This little bolt top there. Just spray all this on WD-40 when I'm putting it back together. But for right now, it's not that bad. I don't like the smell of WD-40. It makes my lungs close up. This here, good thing. This is this size. I don't have. This what I'm using here is 13/16. Fits snug. It fits snug enough. So I think I could use like a 21 or something, but this fits snug. So I'm gonna use that. Alright, so this fell out when I was taking the bolt out that holds the shock. That goes up inside here. This way. Here. I'm guessing it goes this way. I'll try to figure out which way it goes, but that's just the nut that holds it. Next side of this bolt. One more thing we gotta take out now is this here. Take this cotter pin out and take this casting it out right there. So I got this out here. I was using a 21 cotter pin and that. Now I'm gonna drop the jack. Drop the jack down. See if I can get this on. Drop the jack a little bit. Alright, wait, hold on. Jack. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna have to use 2 hands for this one. So yeah, no, I'm just gonna hit on this, see if it comes on. Need 2 hands for this one. So I just hammered on it. Eventually came out. I have a grease gun here somewhere. Put some grease up. So you guys see a good chunk of grease came out there. This is spring. Let go to jack. So let it go all the way. Let go all the way. Spring right there. These videos I see, some of them had a rubber insulator, and some of them didn't. This one don't have a rubber insulator. So this is just gonna sit there. It's probably the insulator is probably up inside here. Oh, yeah. That is insulator or not? Nah. No, it's not insulator. So this is just gonna sit.
It don't have a rubber boot to go.
So a lot of frustration later is what we did. To get this in, I used a wheel spanner there, because this whole hub right here was falling all tilt and stuff. So I repositioned the jack under there. There's a lot of different repositioning again. The jack, because for some reason my jack up is coming off the stands. You know what I'm saying? So I had to reposition there. Put this in there and pull it down. Once I pull this down, this was far up enough for the ball joint to go into there, and I caught the casting knot on the bottom there. You know what I'm saying? I put that in. This was another trouble. This was spinning out. So after we got that in, we loaded it back down on the jack stands, and I put the jack up under this. Put a decent amount of pressure here to stop this from spinning while I ratcheted the casting knot on. This one was pretty easy, so you could see where it lined up on that. Surprisingly, this one went easy too, knock on wood. I thought it was going to be a hassle again, since it's such a tight place to see that going in from this way. So the only thing now I have is the shock absorber. A lot of people I know, they always wonder, like, do I need longer shock absorbers and stuff? So I'm trying to jack this up, and the whole suspension is moving now. It's lifting up the truck again, and this shock is too short, I think. Maybe when I put the weight of the vehicle, I'll see what's happening. So I was planning to order new shocks anyway. That's, you have to take out from the top. That's the next video I'll do for that. You know, and we'll see what happens after do next. It's getting kind of dark outside, so I don't know. We'll see. This is after I jacked it back down. You see a noticeable difference. I obviously gotta drive a little bit for it to really sit down, but now it's 37, almost a half. Before it's 34 and a half, so that's 3 inches. 3 inches just about. It might level out a little bit better after doing the next side. Not today. It looks a lot brighter than it is actually. So we're gonna leave it all cocked for today. Yeah. But get some better pictures, move all these tools out and stuff. So I got this bolt out here, got this out, got this out, same thing on the other side, threaded to the end and just hit it one hit with a hammer. It came out, took the casting knot all the way out. I did it so I don't damage the thread on that. This here, end link here broke, snapped straight off. It didn't even take much pressure. I had to replace that bushing anyway. I think to replace that you buy a new one anyway, so I'm gonna run on to Advance here and buy one at the end. So I'm gonna hit these two sides here, hit this up a little bit. Yesterday was a mission to get this out, and when this comes out, it starts falling all over. You gotta hold it. Like, I'm not disconnecting the brake line, so you gotta make sure the brake line is not putting a lot of pressure on the brake line. It's hanging off, kind of like tilt it a little bit and hold your foot or something to leave some slack here on the speed sensor. whatever. This one it usually connects right here. And this hole here, this one doesn't have the piece of tab. So that's gonna beat this control arm, this ball joint right here. No, lower.
Bring it down, or it's just gonna hit you know what? And you ain't lower nothing.
So now we're gonna lower this down here. Get this yeah, you can't hold it all the way down like that. It won't twist. You have to pull it up a little bit. Remember, when you're working at anything that is springs, it's a heavy duty spring. It has a lot of tension. It's things, I don't know if anybody told you, you know, make it look like it's all good, but these things could kill you. Always release the tension slow when you're working at anything really, like, just gotta look safe and nobody tells you. It's not really, nobody tells you it's dangerous. It is dangerous. Good. That should be fatal. So it's got a spring out here. This one came out with a rubber boot on it. The other one, like I said, fell out. I seen it in the video after. I seen it on the floor after also. But this one, steer, put the heavy metal suspension spacer on it. And actually gonna see, this doesn't have much tension. It might look like it's like you don't want a lot of tension. You don't want to have to do brakes lines and all this right now. But it's gonna actually be easier if I take this out right here. So I think that's what we're gonna do. So after a lot of work, I finally got this out.
Yeah.
Had to hold it, held it like this, twisted this.
Oh,
was
that's part of the
super
game.
hard.
Know that.
Yeah, nothing goes as it should sometimes, but I don't know. Yeah, we didn't spray nothing on the threads, but still, it's way harder than I think it should have been. But this truck, I bought this truck in Kansas. I need to drive it from state to state, so I'm probably rusted out. You see, like all this rusty. This old one was rusty, so I'm about to go ahead and buy a new one. I just went and picked up a new part from Advance. Got two of them. I'll get them one out the next time. I'm gonna put it in right inside here. So the spring does sit a certain way inside here. It has a little perch part. You have to like position a spring into. I have to push this back a little bit this way, so I could push your arm down a bit, put my knee on it, or pressure over the spring, like twist it into there until that end right here touch it hits onto that perch. We got everything on so far except the shock. Forget next one. The next video we have to take all this out, but tighten that down, put a cotter pin back in, put this on. This was a size 16 the new one I bought, so I just held the top of the crescent and put a bolt on the bottom and tighten that up. Put a jack on this so this won't spin right down until the hole lined up. Put a cotter pin in that. This one here I had to go from the back here to see the cotter pin where it kind of lined up, and I put it through the back here. It wasn't as hard as it probably seems like, but try to put the wheel back on now. So this is after it's fully raised in the front. So I'm at 37 inches and a half from 34. Well, the back was already lifted with the blocks. It's not crazy big, but it is a lot different. This lift kit also, something I was seeing that it said for the spacers it doesn't fit extended cab models. I think that's for 2003 and up, at least from the Supreme suspension, because I have to fix all this, because that's what I seen. The guy said the diameter of the coil was too thick to fit in that one, but this one you shouldn't have a problem. But yeah, there you go. So I actually put the measuring tape back up to this. Almost 38. So, not quite. 37 3/4. Like when I drove it down the street and came back and lifted it up a little more. Right? So, but after I put the shocks in, side also this side is more than it is 38 actually. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's 30 on this side, so this side probably has to settle down a little more. Well, settle down to what? Because the shocks isn't in, but